problem that we have is that when we're discussing such an issue as sexual harassment, number one thing you have to understand is sexual harassment is not sex. So for those of them who say, show us proof, you're not going to see a video, a YouTube video, or some kind of clandestine recording of Akpabio having sex with Natasha. Even though that would be curious, that's not what we're talking about here. Sexual harassment is not sex. So when it comes to the jurisprudence of Nigeria and United States and everywhere else, when somebody makes an accusation, right, a couple of things, the standard right there is not guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. That's in the courts, right? The standard is prima facie, right? Let me see if I look up what prima facie means. It's a fancy word for evident, apparent, obvious, possible. Now, I'll use that last one. Something that's possible. It means that the prima facie standard has been met. Now, what happens is not that somebody then goes to jail, that they've done it. No, it meets that particular standard, so then there'll be an investigation to find out what happened. In so doing, if somebody has ethical responsibility, they have to step down. It's not a moral standard. It's not for you to say, you know what, let me see, should I step down or should I stay? That's moral. Ethical means that you have fiduciary responsibilities in a place of authority. You can't sit there while that investigation is going on. You have to step down and then a proper investigation will be done. That's where we have to limit it for now. You cannot have Akpabio sitting there as actually a thug while he's being investigated. So when we have our people come here and they tamper things, now would it be better if we had a true or false machine where we could push a button and see who's telling the truth? We don't have that. So we have to do a proper investigation. Now, I believe her. I believe her. So for somebody to come in here and say things that are totally irresponsible, bypassing our laws. Now, can they say something that these people are irresponsible? Maybe. But sexual harassment is more than irresponsibility. It's against the law. And that's what has to take place. I'm very disappointed about that. And I think I've admonished him once about that because it's not, it doesn't align with his other views. Now, I share with him that Nigeria, it's a state that's a terrorist state. There are no rule of laws. We don't have rule of law in Nigeria. The courts are taking over. There are no difference in the branches of government. They're supposed to have an adversarial relationship where the president is being checked by the Senate. Now, but this particular Senate president has shown his infidelity, not only in the accusations that are being made to his wife, but he's shown infidelity to the nation, to the country. He's not checking the executive branch. They formed a cabal, and they're laughing at us. They formed a cabal with the judiciary, with the president. Now, if that's the way democracy is, nobody's going to have democracy because it'd be stupid. One of the core fundamental rules in democracy is that you have to have three equal and adversarial branches of government checking one another. So I know that it's a big topic. I wanted to talk about a little bit more about the sexual harassment, but I don't want to go into the fact-finding mode. That's not our job. That's for the courts. For the court of public opinion, when somebody makes an allegation, no matter who the allegation is made against, it's unfair in a way, but only if a thorough investigation is not made, then it'll be unfair to men. A woman can just get up and accuse a man of something and ruin their lives. That's true. But that's why we have to have a proper investigation. But a lot of us are needed to talk about this topic. I don't talk about it because you know what? It's mute. We don't have a court. All these big men have formed a cabal and they could actually do whatever they want. We have an election and they would turn up the beavers. When our legal luminaries go to court, all the judge, a stupid Sharia judge, would say is, "What are you wasting our time here? You shouldn't have brought this here." That's all the judge has to say, and they get scot-free. Now, but to conclude, it is so shameful for every Nigerian on this platform and that comment section, listening anyhow, those in Nigeria, that a woman is going to make an allegation of this nature, then she turns around and becomes a victim that's been prosecuted by the state. And then we just sit there. Or you take him the Kano, he goes to court and he defeats them in court, in every courthouse, and then they start over and they have witnesses, even our government agencies, DSS, cover their face. And the man is getting tried by people who cannot face and challenge. Right? So what kind of country is this? You could blame all these big men all you want. The problem is in your hearts, in our hearts. We are no good. This woman is going to go through that. She deserves to be heard and given due process, not prosecuted. And then some people are going to come here with code and tempered responses to it. Let's deal with the first things first. Investigate this matter properly. All right, thank you, Rudolf.